Hi, this is Cecilia from Tarot by Cecilia, and this is your weekly tarot guidance for the week of August the 15th through the 21st of 2016. All right, how we doing, people? What's going on this week? Many of you are probably aware that Mercury already entered shadow last week, so we know Mercury retrograde is coming up at the end of the month. And also, we're in eclipse season. That would be the theme of this week. Yes, on the 18th, full moon, penumbral lunar eclipse in Aquarius. So this eclipse season, there will be 3, and this is the first one. Now, mind you, this is the weekly video. I will be doing a special in-depth video for the full moon, which will be available through Patreon for a $2 a month pledge. So that will be separate, okay? Has nothing to do with this one. All right, so this week, this is interesting because I think the heart and the mind, all right, need to come together. And why is that? You see, there's this sense of wanting to right the wrongs. That's the best way I can put it. Because over these last 5 years, many of you have seen your life start to crumble, okay? And, that all happened, and now you're like trying to figure out how to rebuild, how to put things back together. So this is just turning that whole situation on its ear. I really think many of you are making progress, and this is good. So it's like the demolition after the demolition, where you're cleaning it up, that type of thing. Did you ever see the wrecking ball hit the building? And then somebody has to get all that rubble out of there. And that's you. And the heart and the mind have been, when I say battling it out or duking it out, whatever, it's not so much that they're fighting, but the heart has the emotional attachment to what fell apart. The mind says, okay, heart, we got to let it go. All right, it's time to clean it all up. That just gave me the chills because it really is what's happening for so many of you. And a lot of this, it's not just the fact that you're trying to clean up the past. It's more about the new future that you're creating in order to have this totally different life, which it amazes me. It totally amazes me. I wish that we could make this type of guidance, and I don't mean through me or whatever, but available on a global level so that everybody could pause and understand that positive change is possible when bad things happen. And that's where you're at. It's that realization that you can create a new life. You can manifest new opportunities. And it's a feeling here as if, I don't know how to put this because it's different for everyone. But let's say that some form of authority figure in your life, and I don't mean like the government or the police or anything like that, but some higher power that you have to answer to in some area of life has kind of been blocking your progress, where you're like, come on, you could see this is right, just open this door for me. And that's what's going to happen. That door is finally going to open. That light is finally going to shine in. So this is a huge success for you. You're manifesting opportunities. Now, we have spoken in the last several weeks. I want to say going back as far as the full moon in Capricorn on July the 20th, okay? That we started talking about getting things going and finally getting some traction going with Mars, moving forward and everything. And that, starting to see them, and that the door was trying to open, and what was going to happen, and if it was a real money thing, how long was it going to take to wind up in your bank account? So whatever's been blocking real progress, I think it's time for it to step out of the way. Okay, so this is a very positive moment indeed. And I think that finally you can clearly see, your vision for change. You're being guided on your own. let's face it, if we all get together and we talk about this and we say, this was not on my radar, never in my life did I think I would be here doing this now, right? Absolutely. That's the point. Now, also, while you're working on all these things, keep in mind Mercury is in shadow. So new projects are kind of got to play it easy for the next however many weeks, maybe 7 weeks, 8 weeks left of all this, right? So be very careful, be very meticulous in your work and your communication, because that starts coming in, before Mercury goes retrograde on the 30th. And you want to make sure that you're doing the job right, whatever it may be, whatever you're working on, job, no job, things around the house, things pertaining to your finances. Dot your I's, cross your T's, get it all straight, and you'll be happy that you did. Because, like I said, play it easy. This August-September time frame, it's kind of an unknown, and kind of waiting for those clouds to part and that peaceful feeling to return to life and success. The success is coming, by the way. All right. You're going to be not just you feeling good, but you're going to be recognized for it. People are going to see what you've accomplished. Change turns out to be a very positive thing. And, I would have to say that most people, and I'm even seeing it here, want to resist change. That's understandable. But even a lot of times with bad situations, people become so accustomed to them, they're more afraid of something new and better that could come along in their life. And it's the fear of the unknown that holds them back. But many of you are coming to terms with all of this. This is what I'm seeing, that getting your life together and being okay with it being a different life. Now, eliminating things from the past, moving on from things from the past, and repairing your life because of all of the hard times. Wow. Couldn't sum it up any better. That 5 weeks, I should say 5 years, 5 years of hardship is very prevalent here in this reading. And it's not just hardship, it's losses, it's struggles. It's like no matter how hard you struggled, you weren't getting anywhere. There's so much heartache. A lot of you were betrayed by people, situations. You're just seeing it so much differently now. But I'm really loving this because the opportunity that comes up this week, it's like that authority figure kind of unlocks that door and says, okay, we're going to let you do this. We're going to open this door for you and let this happen. Okay. It gives you a real sense of power. Not just success, but power. Because after all these years of all these struggles, it's like a huge victory for you, okay, to be able to do this. So this is really pretty awesome. Now, insofar as what you're manifesting and what you're juggling and what you're working on repairing, all right, there has to be this being in touch, this being in tune, I think, with your own self, with your own needs and wants, your inner voice, okay? Because if you talk to your inner voice, not in public, mind you, all right, your inner voice is going to say to you, you are stronger than you think. You have survived these hard times. See, I think that that's what's happening here. You're starting to know, starting to realize that your hopes and dreams, they can come true. Your wishes, they can come true. But I have to say this to you, though, because in these last 5 years, what you would have considered to be your hopes and your dreams and your wishes, they have changed immensely, haven't they? See, now your sights are set on this new life and this unknown. And you're like, I'm kind of okay with this. I don't know what it is, but I'm okay with it. And you're still determined to get through it all, to get through September, and, to move along. And you know what? As you do this, as you make your way to your new beginning, I mean, here we are again. New beginning, October. It's all the time we've been seeing this, all right? And when I say new beginning in October, here's what I want everyone to understand, is that the universe is not just going to suddenly plop everything that you desire in your lap. Because what I'm seeing here with regard to your wishes and your hopes and your dreams is that they have changed. You're still working on them. The universe is still guiding you toward what you really need. So you're no longer wishing for things you used to wish for. Okay? And you know the saying, be careful what you wish for, you might just get it. So be flexible. This is all about being flexible and knowing that the universe is going to help you find what you need, including stability. There is such greater stability coming by October. For those of you who have been in severe financial situations that have brought about hard times, by the time you get that far, or even to the end of the year, whatever, you're going to start to see that there's a little extra there. It's not enough. Like, you're going to find yourself holding back a little and holding on, which is good, because I want to say that after all those difficult times, it's just like people who lived through the Great Depression. They tend to be, I want to say, a little more frugal, a little more conservative, and not wanting to spend money on things that isn't necessary. But you're becoming so much wiser. Everywhere I look, I see wisdom. Okay? This is wisdom, not just of the mind, even wisdom of the heart. The heart's starting to chime in, get on the same page with the mind. I like this. But through wisdom, you're becoming more carefree, and you're shifting your focus. You're also packing a little bit lighter, okay? Because you're not bringing all of that stuff with you. It's amazing to me, all right? There's new growth happening for you. I really want to say starting in October. So let's call October like month 1 and see where it takes us from there. Because I really, truly think, here we go again with the chills, it starts something that you just can't begin to comprehend. And, not only does it bring in your stability and maybe some more financial security for some of you it brings in, and I like this, the prospect of the home that you deserve. All right, can't even talk. Congratulations to all of my friends out there who recently purchased a new home and are going to be enjoying it by October and putting their life in this stable order. Those who find a place to live. You've heard me mention before, I think it may have been last week, I was talking about the homeless thing. And a little more about that as we go along. It has touched me deeply, to hear so many women, especially, who've contacted me and they're at the point where they have to move. And the only thing they have left, if they can keep them, is their vehicle and their cell phone. And maybe have a job, but still can't afford anywhere to live. So that's, going to be a project of mine. I may have to live long enough to do it, but it's going to be a project of mine. And I'm hoping that the Patreon followers will help me with that. We're going to figure something out and do something to help the homeless, not just the women, but those who really truly deserve it. Someone brought up to me the other day about some homeless people want to be homeless. That is true. But there are people out there whose lives literally fall apart, who never did anything wrong. They're not drug addicts. They're not mentally ill. Not the normal reasons that people fall in the cracks and become homeless. These are people who just simply cannot afford the regular means of society. So, anyway, I've digressed too much. Let's pull some extra cards, and we'll talk more about that another time. But here we are again. The whole home situation for so many people receiving a new beginning. It warms my heart. okay? So much more happiness, so much more clarity. And, I have to tell you something. I think, if anything, what most of you, I hope, have learned through all of this, one of the most important things, and it's at the top of my page, okay? It's everywhere. It's on Facebook, it's on Patreon, it's everywhere I can think of. Time is the most important thing we've been given. Some people might like to argue with me and say it's something else. They're family, they're this, they're that. But my goodness, if you're not making good use of your time and you're wasting your life, then are you truly enjoying your relationships with the people around you? Remember that time. You don't know how much time you have with them. So make the most of every moment. Now, almost like escaping the difficult times. It's the best way I can put it. You go from one place to the next, maybe not literally, but with what you need. You know how you escape? I said you're packing lighter. You're not taking everything with you. But freedom is not that far off. I still say that, like October, November-ish, things are so much better. So much more joyous. Like the changes. You're welcoming the changes, and the changes are welcoming you. It is amazing. October begins another part of your journey. All right. There's so much motion. Now, I know this is a weekly reading, but whatever this door is that opens this week for you, it's helping you. It's almost like some of my friends would like to say, like a portal. Okay. It's helping you get to that other side. It's helping you get to October to get all of this stuff done in your life and take care of everything. And you know what? When it comes to things that just need to be done, you will be done, whether it be relationships or whatever. So these coming weeks, and you're really going to, I think, really start to notice it, because it's been gradual, what's been happening, but this is such an active month that you're going to start to realize that even if you don't feel fully in control by now, that by October, you're going to say, yes, I think I've gotten here. I think I've really closed some doors, some big doors, and it's going to be so important to you. So this is, so far, it's like every time we look at a weekly, it's that progressive, like what's going on this week that takes us to October. What's going on this week that takes us to October. To the other side of eclipse season, to the other side of this Mercury retrograde. And I really think someone needs to speak to the universe and ask, why do we always have to have them together? Is it necessary? Is it truly necessary? On their own, they both bring tremendous change. But here we are. I mean, change is unavoidable, my friends. But this week, you're going to find the light that you need, the guidance that you need to help you go in the direction that helps you with the vision that you're trying to create. And you may not totally know what that's supposed to be right now, but it's okay, because as you do it, like I said, you're leaving a lot behind, especially the difficult times and the struggles. So I want to thank you all for listening. I'll see you here again next week, and don't forget to check me out on Patreon and listen to my full moon lunar eclipse tarot guidance. Thank you, and take care.